Good morning, Internet. It's Brett and Coach here, still in bed in Rijeka, Croatia. And today we have another day here at the pool watching Brian dive. Then we have a little bit of free time before tonight where the diving club has a little bit of an event like social gathering thing. So let's actually get up and let's go grab some breakfast. But first, shower and get ready. We are up and moving today now, and it looks like it'll be another hot and humid day, which, is to be expected, but luckily no rain. I really like the weather that we've been having on both in Copenhagen and Croatia because my biggest nightmare is having wet clothes. I hate the feeling of wearing a wet shirt because I got caught in the rain, so I'll definitely take the sun any day, even if that comes with a little extra heat. I think something in that photo looks a little familiar. Can't quite put my finger on it though. I do feel like I'm struggling to find like a really good local coffee shop here in Croatia. It could just be Rijeka, but I feel like all the little coffee pastry shops are one chain, which is fine. We've been to one and it was really good food, but it's like I want to support local and see what else the city has to offer. The coffee bars are more like actual bars here, that it's a sit down, almost like order from a cocktail menu, usually with alcohol, and that's usually not my style in the morning.
So I ended up just going to the same chain as last time for breakfast and found a place to sit in the main square.
Not exactly sure what it's filled with. It's almost some sort of like stew and vegetables, but I'm not really sure how to describe this flavor. It's good though. So if you just sit in the main square long enough with some food, the pigeons will start harassing you. So instead of finishing, I just got up and decided to wander around just to get some more sights in anyway. And this is a similar pizza thing like I had the first day. Still pretty solid.
Then I looked at the Leaning Tower and the Church of Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary.
Walking back to where we were last night to see the Cathedral of St. Victus during the day, and hopefully we can get a sneak peek in because the door closes after a certain time each night. So hopefully we can get a few photos and clips of inside. So out of breath with all of these hills. I believe this is a flight of stairs up to the cathedral because I walked around it like the back way just because I was in some couple alleys and I needed to cut to a main street. Even with all the stairs and hills, Rijeka's kind of pretty. It's very tiring to walk around though. I don't think this is it because the door in English said Palace of Justice, and then there was a uniformed guard behind a piece of glass, and I just basically noped and walked away just because I don't want to get involved with anything that I don't need to be, and it kind of gave me a courtroom vibe, so I'm just gonna keep wandering around and see where this takes me. Looks like the door is closed, so I either had to go into that other side or it is just closed on specific days, but there is a World War II tunnel that we're able to walk through, which is right next door too, so let's check that out.
I was able to walk right into the tunnel, and it was much cooler than outside, which is much appreciated.
So I believe this tunnel was created in World War II, and when they would have bombing raids, because they were in the war, all the people would come down here for safety and shelter from the bombs and the destruction. So you can see that some of the parts are actual concrete build-outs, and then others are just the natural rock. It's almost like it's a natural cave formation that they dug into with all the water dripping. It's wild to think how many people were probably down here scared for their lives, maybe even in the darkness, and they don't know if their homes above will be safe after the bombing's done. So to have that here, that tourists can walk through, it's kind of a surreal situation, especially it being about 80 years ago, 1940s. Based on that sign, I think the tunnel either ends up here, takes a turn, or it's just kind of in darkness. I guess we'll see. There is an arrow on the wall. Ooh, and some light. This got a little spooky now. I guess it's just a dead end that some people, but there are none. I would have never guessed that I would ever be walking through an old World War II bomb shelter tunnel. I didn't even know these things were really open to the public. But there wasn't even a fee. It was free to get in. Just had to find the entrance. I really thought that was going to be an exit because that's what all the signs go to, but I guess I have to walk all the way back. Now I'll have to just loop back around to get where I want to go. Also, not sure if I trust going down that way.
Here's a time lapse walking back to the entrance. Now, a bit of a tone shift. I am going to Tommy Maxi Market just to wander around to continue to see what life is like. And I love browsing and just looking at the different labels of all the different items. And I grabbed a couple things too.
I am headed back to the hotel, drop off my drinks, pack up my bag, and meet Brian at the pool. Let me do a quick review of Nescafe Latte. I think this is like an unflavored one. It tastes stale. I think that's the only way I can really describe the coffee flavor. It's pretty unsweet. It just seems like milk and coffee, but something is old about it. It has a weird mouth coating that it gives you that I don't think I would get it again. I needed the caffeine, so I'll definitely finish it, and I also paid for it. But would I get this brand again in this can? No. Also, I got a Fuse tea that is passion fruit flavored. It does say no sugar on it, which I saw after I bought it, so it's not as sweet as I like, but it's a green tea base, obviously, and it doesn't have too much passion fruit flavor for me. It's almost grassy planty, which is from the green tea, than more of the sweet passion fruity tea that I wanted, but I'll drink it. It's okay. Would I pick this up again either? Maybe if it was colder, and maybe if they had not a no sugar option. Also from that grocery store, I got a couple of candy bars that I will review later, but for now, I'm going to throw them in the fridge in case they got a little melty on my 90-degree walk in my back pocket.
But for now, off to the pool.
Much better bus ride than yesterday, especially when it comes to the people, and a lot less crowded. But the one thing I did forget was my tea in the freezer to make it cool, so I gotta run to this little local bakery again and buy a drink.
And I made it to the pool without an issue, and I do appreciate all of the different flags from all of the different countries participating at this meet. And there was someone parasailing in the distance. But now, let's watch Brian dive. And he took his second gold medal of the competition overall.
Another successful day at the pool. We will be here a little bit later in the day just because the social is at 8 p.m. Otherwise, we are happy it's not that hot and the rain hasn't shown up today, but we're gonna head back to the hotel and still try to cool off. Now we're trying to figure out, do we do a full dinner before our social at 9, not 8, sorry, misspoke about that, where it's going to be like a full food and drink thing, while it's in about 5 hours, do we fit another meal in? And secondly, I got my drink out of the freezer that I forgot to bring, and it is significantly better as a slushie versus just drinking it as is. So instead of, I think I rated it like a 5 out of 10, it's now closer to a 7. So much better, recommend freezing it and forgetting about it. Take that as you will. So we found this noodle shop that claims that they make their noodles fresh daily. Hope it's good, and we grabbed a couple beers.
One being an IPA, the other a Pilsner. And they gave us a buzzer to let us know when food is ready.
Our other option was a bistro, which was right across the street. We were thinking this place was carry-out only, but luckily they have these tables out here, so we decided this would be much better. I think I prefer the blue one, which is the pills, but they're pretty similar.
Food's ready. I got a dish of noodles with chicken. We got an appetizer of gyoza as well, and Brian got more of a bowl-style dish.
Very quick service. Always appreciate that. I think the noodles win today. Getting ready for our social event now. Our issue is we don't know how formal we have to be, so we're just kind of using our best guess and seeing what we can come up with, and hopefully we match the vibe and it looks like we fit in.
And it was back on the bus for us, and we also took a look at their extensive route map. And we jumped on the bus, and we were back off to the pool.
Certainly not a bad view for a party. There's an open bar and free food, so I can't really complain. I guess I'll have to socialize a little bit. Had a lot of fun at our little social event. It got a little rowdy at the end, I'll just leave it at that. Maybe alcohol, divers, and an open dive tower don't really mix the best, but they seem to have fun. Not really my scene. Nevertheless, we managed to miss the last bus somehow, even though it said it was scheduled online on Google Maps. It never came. Feels a little bit like Chicago late night bus system, but then we made some new friends with some Canadians and walked about halfway home with them. They had to turn off and head their own way, but now we have another 30-minute walk back to our little hotel room. I think I'm going to end this vlog here so I can focus on actually getting home and taking a really long nap is what I'm gonna call it. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you think I'll actually make it home at a reasonable hour. So this is Brett and Coach in the dark signing off, and I'll see you for another day in Croatia tomorrow.